Hello and welcome to Old Brother, a podcast about Salford/Manchester's finest musical institution, The Fall. Each week we invite along a guest to discuss their memories and relationship with the group and anything else we care to talk about. For this second episode of the season, we welcome Mr. Dave Bush, a musician who in his relatively short time with the group used synths and programming textures to brilliant effect and changed the whole Fall sound, for a while at least. Enjoy! Episode of Old Brother, nearly forgot the name of the podcast, and that's good, isn't it? A good start. Hey, Swish. With me, Paul Hanley.
Hello, me, Steve Hanley.
There you go. Even ever more professional. Delighted to introduce our guest today, veteran of many a Fall album from the early 90s. Is it early 90s, we think, yeah?
Yeah.
That's enough ado, is it? So without further ado, we won't do any more ado. Mr. Dave Bush, all the way from sunny Malaga. Morning, Dave.
You're right.
Yeah, good. I believe the weather's nice and sunny in Malaga at the moment.
It's all right. It's cooling down a bit. So it's about 24 today, so it's not...
Oh, bloody hell, you better get your jumper out.
I haven't got my hoodie on.
Right, so we'll get started. So the first thing I was going to ask you about, I was looking back and I stumbled across the Fallen thing, not the book, the original article with Dave Simpson in The Guardian. And it says that you knew Steve Ormrod, who was the original drummer in the Fall. Is that true?
Is he the guy that killed himself?
He is, yeah. As is known to his friend.
Yeah. I didn't really... Well, I think now you say his name again, I think my friend knew him quite well, but I just met him at a sort of party in Heaton Park when I was living there.
Right.
And I had a chit chat with him.
Right, so you were destined to be a member then?
Yeah, possibly.
What year would that have been? Around?
Oh my God, that's well, I was living in Heaton Moor, so it's miles before. Oh, I think I was living in Heaton Moor. I couldn't really say.
77, would it? 78, maybe? Or later than that?
No. Hang on. It could have been, yeah, because I rented a flat up there. Yeah. No, a little bit later than that.
It must have been a bit later.
Yeah, I didn't.
Early 80s.
Yeah, 80s, sort of. Yeah, late 80s probably.
Oh, so you kind of talked about him about the fact that he'd been in the Fall. It wasn't like before he was in the Fall or anything like that.
No, he was. He was after he'd been in the Fall, so I don't know when that would have been. But yeah, okay. It's just
so you were in Manchester all that time, were you? The 80s and early 90s?
Yeah. I was living up in Heaton Moor. I've lived in sort of Stockport and Heaton Moor most of my life. Right,
so did you know much about the Fall, apart from being best mates with Steve Ormrod? Did you know much about the Fall before they kind of came on your radar for joining?
I knew of them because I used to sort of like work in the music business before that. So I knew of them and I had sort of caught the end of a couple of gigs.
Well, connect yourself to too much.
Yeah, I remember I caught the end of a gig when Marsh was playing at Salford University, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's about the only time I saw him, really.
That was when you had a proper keyboard player, that, wasn't it?
Exactly, much better looking than me.
So how did it transpire that you joined the band then?
Well, I'm not sure how I got the job.
You do know, Steve.
Well, it was I think it was a gradual thing, like all of us, really. You started working for us as a tech.
Do you know what? I think it might be. Do you remember JT? He used to do backline.
Yes, John Thompson, yeah.
Yeah. He probably recommended me for it when he couldn't do it.
Right.
So that's probably why.
Not John Thompson, from a different John Thompson.
Yeah, not the cold feet. So you started off as a tech, like keyboard tech?
No, I think I was doing the whole lot.
He's
I
doing
think
it all.
the
Doing
budget
it
was
all.
probably quite tight, so I think I was doing everything.
I thought there was a few bob about in them days, was there not? It was one tech for the whole band.
I think, well, it was the first gig I did was in Barcelona, and I think they didn't want to spend the money to fly loads of people out.
Yeah.
And they were probably. I think the equipment was supplied, so set up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So that would have been when Marsha was in the band. Then was it? Were you?
No, it was Kenny.
Kenny Brady.
Yeah.
What did he? I thought he played violin.
Yeah,
and keyboards.
Right. Okay.
After a fashion.
So he wasn't there that long, though, was he, Kenny?
No. Well, he did a few gigs with us.
Well, what did he do on the other songs that didn't have fiddle on? What did he do there?
Well, he
was passionate about the keyboards and playing violin.
He 3 notes of it in the north.
Only 2, isn't there? Over to our keyboard. How many notes are there in the north, Dave?
3.
3? Oh, there is 3. Ba, 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 ba. Wasn't the last battle the same as the first? Oh,
no, it isn't.
Okay. Well, it's not exactly Rachmaninoff, is it?
No.
So then, who left for you to get the gig?
Well, I always thought the
really remember.
Yeah, I always thought the Fall sounded like Les Dawson on piano before I worked for him, right? And everybody said, when all my mates that work in the music stuff, and they'd done gigs with the Fall, and they said, if you go work for them, you'll love them when you get back. And I said, no fucking way. And I did. The sound on stage when you hear the Fall, was amazing. It was monster. So
it's like a cult, isn't it?
Yeah. So when they got off, I don't know why, I just said to Mark, bloody hell, I was hearing noises in my head there. I can make him really good. Let me do some programming for you.
So I'm fascinated by doing programming for the Fall, because if there's one thing that I always think about the Fall is that Mark didn't like things to be sort of pre-programmed. So how did that work? That must have been quite a tightrope to walk, was it?
Yeah, well, the only tightrope was that he wouldn't let Si wear headphones for the click. So that was a constant battle. So we always had like a cowbell playing through his bloody monitors.
Right. Si's deaf as a post these days. That's probably why. If he's got a cowbell playing through his monitors at 11.
Doinking away, yeah. So that was the main problem. But it sounded epic once it was programmed up. So I think he just, he's got to bite his tongue, really, hasn't he?
Yeah. But that's ridiculous, because he'd been, if it was through his monitors, then Mark would have been able to wear it. If Simon had been happy playing away with headphones on, there'd be no bother.
If you listen to any of the old recordings of live stuff, just before something starts off as program, you no.
I'm going away to listen to that very soon. Yeah. So you were.
I think it was more of the visual thing of a drummer with headphones, not right.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't have that problem these days. So you'd have got them in ears now, so nobody'd know.
Yeah, but he wouldn't like that either, would he? Probably
not. No, I can't see him getting on with that in-ear monitoring somehow.
No,
we've not done that ourselves yet. I wouldn't mind, but
it's the way forward, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah.
And they all use amp modelers now, don't they? So you don't have to take amps and cabs out. So
yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
No, never to work for the Fall, I don't think.
No.
So the first thing you played on, I'm reliably informed, was Al's Dream. Is that right? Is that the first thing you were on?
Oh dear.
Sounds about right.
It could be. Was it?
Good song, is it?
I don't know. I don't remember. It was something we did in Sheffield, wasn't it? I think. I can't really remember what it was called.
So it was part of the shift work session.
Yeah.
It was one of the.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
So you came to the recording of shift work, didn't you?
Yeah, and did like that one thing or maybe 2 things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I do remember we had to go and get the tape of Craig's guitar sound, because Mark was going, it was better on the demo. So he must have done something around our house. And I remember him getting the 4-track and putting the 4-track onto the multi-track so that, because Craig's guitar, he reckoned sounded better, which is ridiculous. He couldn't have done.
Bloody hell, how much better could it have been, for Christ's sake?
It really wasn't better. It can't have been. It's just Mark being Mark, isn't it? You know, you can't have a massive studio like Fon with like all those amazing facilities in my back room. You know, sound
better in your back room.
So what studio was that? Sheffield, did you say?
Fon in Sheffield.
Yeah, Fon. It's really nice.
Really nice studio. Yeah,
Expensive.
I would have thought so.
So what label were you on then?
So we were still on Phonogram.
Ah, right.
So yeah,
Gold bloody taps and jacuzzis everywhere then.
Yeah, champagne.
So which did you do first? Did you play live first or recording?
Recording,
yeah.
Yeah.
Good album.
And then my first gig was Heaton Park.
No, that's right.
And I have told this story before, but I'll tell it again. But I programmed loads of stuff up because, you know, just to get prepared, and I learned about 40 songs because I knew what the four had been playing. And we went to rehearsals and we did about 3 songs. And Craig and Steve went, "You'll be all right, let's go to the pub." So we hadn't even had a proper rehearsal before I did Heaton Park.
Was our faith in you, Dave?
Was it really? Was it? Right, it wasn't you just bleeding Workshire yourself then.
Excuse me.
Fucking hell, that's to raise the pressure.
You should have insisted. That's bang out of
We've
order.
been rehearsing at his house for months.
We hadn't been doing the songs we were going to do on the set on the day, and I was still doing backline that first time. All the gear
Listen, whatever bad day you had that day, I had a worse one.
No, you didn't. I know you didn't, because when I finished packing up all the bloody gear, you and Craig were pissed out of your heads. Got feeling sorry for me. I think you brought me a beer. And then the senior at the back of the stage going, "Are you all right? You still doing stuff?"
I was at my brother's wedding 3 hours before that gig.
Oh, right.
In Derby.
Yeah.
Drove from Derby to on the way to Heaton Park, crashed my car in Heaton Moor. Had to leave it there.
Crashed into your house. Yeah, you have to leave your car there.
Yeah.
Then carry on.
Get to the gig. Yeah, it was a bit traumatic.
Yeah. Hence you slightly worse aware after
the gig. Well, it's all right.
I mean, you hadn't had a drink when you crashed the car.
No.
Okay, and then how did it go the next day? Then you had to go back to the wedding. How did you get there?
To borrow the family car.
Blimey.
Funnily enough, it's Dave ended up with the Capri.
Yeah, the Capri.
Gee, that was a rotten car, that Capri.
It wasn't. I put new HT leads on it, and it drove like a dream.
Well, not for me. It was my mother driving it. She was out with Sterling Moss, my mother. One careful owner and my mother. I think that was what they should have put on the advert. Yeah, so that was quite the gig then, Heaton Park.
Yeah. And we were a last minute addition. We weren't on the posters or on the bill or anything. Somebody dropped out.
Do we know who?
I can't remember who. Can you, Dave?
No.
Good
gig that though. I went out back the next day and they had the
it was on next day.
Day and Happy Mondays, and it's great. It's really good day out.
Yeah. It's a terrible place for a gig though, Heaton Park. You'd never get people playing there now, would you?
No.
How much are they going to charge for Oasis in there? How much is that surge pricing nonsense?
350.
150 quid. Jesus Christ. Won't pay 35 pence. So, right. So then that was the first thing you were on, was Cold Selfish. Then you were on... Cold Selfish was the one you were on everything on. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I always say, Cold Selfish has got the best fall cover they ever did, and also the worst fall cover they ever did, I think. So,
I bet
you can't guess which is which.
Hang on, I'm confused. It's got the best and the worst. Oh, what, the inside?
That wasn't on. No, they wasn't on Cold Selfish. Them two.
They were.
They weren't. They were on the Infotainment Scan.
I've written it down wrong. Sorry, right? Okay. This is the class of knowledge you get on the podcast. So it was a deliberate mistake.
So Dave really came into his own on Cold Selfish. He kind of drove that album.
That's Free Range, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Sorry, I skipped my notes. I do apologise. Yeah. So that's a good album, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talk about wasting money, that was the one, wasn't it?
Oh, bloody hell.
That time.
We recorded it all and then did it all again, didn't we?
We did. We spent a month in a studio in Glasgow, a converted church, which is huge, and ended up scrapping it all and doing it all again in about 4 days in somewhere in Bath.
Bloody hell. Yeah. That must have cost a bloody fortune. What was wrong? What was wrong with the first one then?
Nothing.
Probably not a lot. It's probably just the way Mark was hearing it on whatever he was hearing it on. he said we sounded tired and
okay. And were you tired?
And himself. I don't know. It was a kind of full-on month, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, I can remember it, but I can't even remember it being a month long. But it probably was.
Yeah, we were in there for a month. Yeah.
What were you bloody doing all day?
We had a snooker table.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that snooker table, was it?
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a month is not long to do an album, is it? I don't know what bands do.
Well, I've always wondered that. What do you do all day?
Come on, we did 5 years with Elastica.
Oh, yeah, cool. So we'll get on to that one. We'll get on to that, David.
Yeah, so you can't really have a go out for spending a month.
He's not, I am.
I know, that's what I'm talking to you.
I could have if I was on the Elastica podcast, I could have a go at them for spending 5 years. That really does boggle my mind that you could spend 5 years without a record coming out. But, right, so Free Range was the single, right?
Yeah.
Simon wrote that? Was that right?
Simon wrote that, yeah. I mean, I've got really fond memories of the songwriting sessions at your house.
Yeah, it's good fun.
It was great. It was really productive. And
so who'd have been there for that then?
Everybody.
It was mainly me, Simon, Craig, and Dave.
Right.
And then we'd...
Yeah, when I say everybody, not Mark, obviously.
Yeah, we'd whatever we came up with, then we'd pass the tapes on to Mark.
Were they generally well received at that time? Or
I think so. I don't remember much stuff getting...
He must have turned something down, because I remember when we were in America, Craig was playing the tape on stereo in the bus, and he said, and I couldn't remember it at all. I'm like, oh, this is really good. And I said, who did this? And he said, it's when you had chicken pox, we got another keyboard player in.
Oh, blimey.
And he was just winding me up, really. It was just me. I'd forgotten that we'd done it. So
brilliant.
I don't remember you having chicken pox.
I remember getting a keyboard player. I don't remember you having chicken pox.
No, I did have chicken pox. I got chicken pox. It's bad when you're an adult.
It's horrible, yeah. Shingles, isn't it? You can get.
Yeah.
So he wound me up, but I thought it was a really good tune that he was playing. I couldn't even remember it. So there must be some stuff that we didn't use.
Well, yeah. That was always the kind of way you'd get maybe hand over 3 songs ideas or 3 songs, and 1 or 2 of them would get used.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he was just being Mark, wasn't he, by turning one, getting rid of one.
Yeah,
it's just he couldn't accept everything because that'd be So you've got some power.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. I mean, you could deliberately stick the odd shit one in just in case. But the problem with that is he'd pick the bleeding shit one, wouldn't he? So what was it like in the studio? So if it was a bit difficult getting programming into live gigs, what was it like in the studio? Was that a bit easier?
Well, normally Mark would be in the pub while we're laying him down. Or he might be, before he went to the pub, he might be in the control room sort of screaming at you, Craig, use a different colour guitar. or something like that. But then he'd go to the pub once the pub's opened and he could lay a few tracks down.
Right.
I mean, that's how we did Free Range, because he was about to give up on it. And I just said, go to the pub and we'll do it while you're down the pub. And he went, if it's not good by the time I get back, we're not doing it. And so he went to the pub and he came back about 2 hours later, totally refreshed, and we'd had it down.
Right. So,
that was, yeah. I mean, it's better without him there, really. Like getting the back of tracks down.
Yeah. So it's the free range one, the video in the truck, in the Jeep.
Yeah.
You in that one, Dave?
Yes.
Unfortunately, yeah, that was a day. We were.
It's like Duran, that video.
Yeah, we were very drunk and it was very cold.
It was very cold, freezing, and was on the back of in the Jeep on the back of a truck. So we're like above the traffic.
Nice, that Jeep got such big wheels.
Yeah. And now London. Wrong.
Yeah, it's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, there's another. If you're talking about ways to waste bands' money, video has got to be the one on it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But when they made that video, it was like quite early on, and you got really good money for that. And I don't think they played it that often on MTV, but I remember getting I think I got 180 quid for them playing it once. And that was I didn't even have a writing credit on it.
Blimey, that is good.
Do you remember that?
You don't get that now?
No, of course you don't. I mean, nobody watches videos, do they?
No, I suppose not. I mean,
it's free on YouTube.
What?
Free
on YouTube, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. So moving on, because using my encyclopedic knowledge, I'm going to go on to the next album, which was called Selfish.
No, Entertainment Scan. We've done that.
Entertainment Scan, yes, which I always say has got the best folk cover version and the worst folk cover version.
Well, yeah.
I do always say that. I said it at least twice in the last 20 minutes. So Lost in Music is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? I mean, a lot of that's got to be down to you, Dave, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's a bit scary program now because we had to do it pretty quick. Because we didn't, the reason we chose that is because we did something for the NME and we did Legend of Xanadu. You had to do a number one single from the last 20 years or something.
You asked you to pick a number one to re-record.
Right.
And I think they may have given us some to choose from, didn't they? Or I don't know.
Yeah, they gave us loads and we kind of I know me and Ty were pretty excited about doing Lost in Music, but Legend of Xanadu won. But then, for some reason, I don't know whether Mark said, look, do Lost in Music, or whether we just decide, he must have done, I think. And then we just we programmed that all up.
Yeah. Because you did do Legend of Xanadu, didn't you?
We did, yeah. That was the one on the album, yeah.
Right.
The NME album.
Right. Oh, I see. Right. So probably thought it was too good to give away, was it? Lost in Music when you heard it, I would imagine.
Well, we haven't done it. We haven't done it then.
It was talked about us doing it. It was in the shortlist of covers to do.
Right.
So,
why the hell that wasn't a single, I'll never know. Why was that not a single?
It was, wasn't it?
It was a single.
Well, Lost in Music wasn't a single.
It was like an EP, wasn't it? I think.
I don't think so. Well, we've already proved I don't know what the bloody hell I'm talking about, but I don't think it was a single.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, there was definitely a CD that was Lost in Music CD.
I think it was an EP with like a sampler from the album.
Right, well, that's not a single, is it?
Wow.
I'm here to tell you, I don't think it was a single. It was just on the album, because they're not even available in the shops. Them sampler things, they're for DJs and what have you, aren't they? We're going to get so much grief from this. Danny will be on tomorrow. Well, he won't be on tomorrow, but he'll be on as soon as it gets out. Yeah. So, and then the other titan of the cover version on that album, I'm Going to Spain.
Brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I used to play every time we were coming back home over here.
That's why he went.
Yeah, moved to Spain after that. Yeah. It's on that. It's on that Kenny Everett thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is Transfusion.
Yeah.
And Surfing Birds on there. I'm going to Spain. This Pull Over. That's terrible. This Pull Over. But yeah. So, did you do that live? I'm going to Spain.
Lots.
Did you?
Yeah.
Blimey. So was it a busy time then, gig-wise?
It was.
Where did you go? Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gone to Europe a few times, America. Did we go to Japan? Can't remember.
No, not with you. No.
No, America.
Went to America a few times.
Yeah.
Like extensive tours.
Yeah.
No typical fall nightmares in America then?
Oh, loads. Oh, really? Yeah.
Like what?
It was the worst.
Was it?
Well, yeah. I can't remember. Tim's won the books, I think. But he did. That's when Mark put gaffer tape down the centre of the bus.
Oh,
he said
bloody
crew
hell.
on that side, band on that side, and then the next morning we had no crew.
Funny that, isn't
We all
it?
went home.
Yeah.
Cause and effect. So one of them will have been the tour where Carl went AWOL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on one of them.
Is that the same tour?
I don't think that was the same tour, no. No.
No, there's always got to be some drama.
Yeah.
No, it's actually, in a way, works out well.
Tour manager left after the first few days.
Right.
And left us to it, and we had to all. Yeah.
But you got through it, though.
We did.
Yeah. Well, it worked out well because Mark went separately, so the bus was a very happy place without him on it.
You see, the crew didn't know when they were well off. They had half the bus to them bloody selves. You thought they'd have been delighted.
Well, if they hadn't fallen out, Mark would have maybe stayed on the bus, but I mean, it was a nightmare because he changed the bus halfway through the tour, which must cost a fortune because you must have to pay for the bus that you get rid of.
Right.
It's just all mental, really.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he just changed this bus in the middle of nowhere and wanted a new one.
He did. He said, I could smell exhaust fumes. I won't change the bus. I'm not travelling on this. Should have just put him in a taxi or something.
3 American tours then, Dave, was it?
I don't know. Possibly, yeah.
Wow. Busy times then.
Yeah, it was, really.
And you were on phonogram that whole time, were you?
No, we left phonogram by the time the Infotainment Scan came out. We were back on Permanent Records.
Which is a subsidiary of something, isn't it? Permanent, is it?
It was kind of run by John Leonard, who used to be our manager
in the day. Oh, Fontana's a subsidiary.
Yeah, no, it's nothing to do with them, no.
Fontana's phonogram, was it? Yeah. Right. Middle Class Revolt. You've seen, look, you're down as credited for Whistle on there, Dave. Did you do a lot of whistling on it?
I've no idea. I've never listened to it. It was awful.
That's not one of the best. People ask me about albums all the time, and what's your favourite? And
But Carl was on that as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's when Carl came back. Yeah, but it's another sort of one that we had. So that came out after Infotainment Scan.
Yeah.
And it was too quick, wasn't it?
Well, and Mark was getting ready to phase me out, so he didn't want any programming on it. I don't think there's any programming on it at all.
Hence the whistling.
I don't know. I've not listened to it, but yeah, I was getting phased out by them, so yeah, I was just turning up really.
Still getting paid then?
I was getting paid, so that's why I was turning up. Yeah.
So you were saving up to have enough money to leave?
Not really. I mean, I've started a hippie market stall selling all rings and incense and all that kind of stuff, and I was wanting to go. I think it wasn't a happy time. Not for
right.
me.
So it was constructive dismissal, was it? You think?
Well, there's people trying to get my job. Put it that way.
Okay.
And they'd be writing letters to Mark and stuff, saying that I was unhappy, which I was.
Right.
And so.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not going to take Sherlock Holmes. If you only have to look at the lineup to work out what's going on. So I mean, you don't have to say who it was or anything. We'll let our listeners draw their own conclusions.
Okay.
I mean, so Brix had come back, hasn't she?
Oh yeah.
Good God, how many was in the band then?
A lot of us.
Yeah, he is. Like the bloody polyphonic spree. So Carl.
Carl, Si,
Dave,
me.
Craig, you,
yeah,
Bricks.
Yeah.
Is that it? Any more for any more?
And Mark.
Mark. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Mark. Yeah. So, you weren't touring that. You were just,
yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
In America as well, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Making good money.
Because Brits turned up in America, didn't she, in LA for the first gig? She just turned up.
She didn't do the whole tour, no. She just kind of did. I think it was maybe New York and LA.
Funny that. So that's beginning of the end, then. Was it normally start in New York, end in LA? Was it not that now?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I've got, but I haven't put it together yet. Just before JT died, he sent me all the videos. You remember I had a video camera when we were in America?
Of course.
So I've got all the videos. So I need to transfer them somehow onto my computer and see what I can knock together.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting to see.
Interesting. Is it sort of backstage stuff and everything?
Yeah, because I think I can't remember what was Mark's mate called that did the t-shirts and took the money.
John.
Yeah. He's videoed some of the gigs as well because I just gave him the camera, and so there's quite a bit.
It's a fortune this day.
Oh yeah.
It's
my retirement package.
Well, it'd be worth to posterity, even if not financially. But I'd love to see it myself.
I need to find out how to transfer them off my video thing. And the trouble is, the dogs shoot through the power supply, but I'm sure I can mend that for the video. And then I need to sort of get it onto the computer.
They had the same problem with the lost Beatles. That piece of history.
Yeah.
Do it.
Shoot me homework. No, but you should definitely try and do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of it, and it's really funny.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
it's like the stuff on the bus where the bus driver absolutely hates us. Because
well, all of you,
all of us, he can't stand us. He's just fucking limey. Like, he hated us.
Yeah.
Well, if you're having a crowdfunder, I'll put a $5 in if you can win and get this out. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I need to find out how to get it onto my computer. I think I need a video capture card or something. And
it's not as we do.
You can send it away.
Yeah, I can do it.
Back in the News of the World magazine, they normally have things sending off your videos, don't they?
Yeah. I've got a lot. Yeah, about 6 tapes, something.
Right.
So that's a lot of stuff.
Looking forward to seeing that. So the last thing you were on was Cerebral Caustic, is that right?
Yes.
I don't know. Yes, I've not listened to that either.
I don't think you're on it all, are you? Or is he?
I
think there's keyboards on most of it. Yeah, there's very, very little programming, if any.
There's none now.
No.
It's a shame that they never went back to that, really, because I thought that was really, really interesting kind of juxtaposition of Mark with kind of more electronic. It worked really well.
It was really good, and it was good fun to play, and it kept everything tight.
Yeah.
And so it's very sad. You know,
and it
like
did drag us into the
20th century
kind of thing, which is, I think, was your intention.
Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't like Mark singing over Yazoo or anything. It was very tastefully done, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to turn him into a techno act, but it's just impossible with Craig and Steve. I don't know, because I was just stupid. You know, you just think, oh, yeah, I'll do this because it'll sound amazing. But I think the mix between it worked really well, you know, me pulling and then pulling.
I think the thing is, Si's really good with a click as well.
Yeah, he is.
He works really well with it because we use a click now on House of All stuff, and he listens to the click track and I listen to him, and I think that works really well. I think.
Yeah, it's perfect
because it sounds like, as far as I'm concerned, it sounds. I'm just getting it from Si, but he likes it. We do it on live as well. I think it works really well, and like I say, I think it's a real shame they didn't do more of it. Really. Yeah, the 27 points as well. That's the one. You're on that. That's the right bleeding dog's breakfast.
Yeah, that's just a compilation.
I don't even know what's on that.
Anything good, isn't it?
I think it's got its moments, but I don't. It's just a compilation, really. Me and Mark went to the studio and put it together with his engineer, and it's just stuff that he had lying about, really.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. One of them. Yeah,
it's better than some of the stuff that came out later on. I suppose, wasn't it?
Yeah. I know people do talk about it, and positively. But,
So what was the last thing you did with the Fall then, Dave?
A
gig.
I must have done some gigs. I can't. You know what? I don't really remember. I don't think we'd be doing that much.
So how did you get your walking papers then? How did it happen?
I got a letter. I didn't keep it actually. I should have done. And he said, "You've been brilliant, and you've worked really hard, but time to go."
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, exactly. Don't leave me. But
did you get that letter? Yeah.
No, man, don't.
What the stuff you should have kept?
Yeah.
So, but they'd be worth any bloody money. That's the thing. I mean, even you'd have thought they'd have been worth anything to posterity either.
No.
No, the thing is, you're pretty angry, aren't you, when you first get your paycheck cut off?
Yeah.
Probably just threw it away. But yeah, now looking back at it, it would have been worth keeping.
Keep it. I've got nothing, me.
I've got no.
You've got more than I have, and you've got now.
It's mad, isn't it? Because there's no phones and no cameras and stuff. So,
yeah. Probably a good thing that in some respects. I think.
Well, I'm worried about Dave's film.
Exactly.
It was the iPhone of its day.
I didn't know anyone was recording on.
Hey,
I've got loads of it. I've got marks kicking off. I've got everything.
Ooh. We'll have you back on when it comes out when we've been to the premiere. We'll have you back on. I'm going to get shown at Cannes next year.
Well, it's coming on at the Sphere first in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go on then. Then we can do an IMAX tour. I don't know why I'm saying wait. It's not to do with me. I'm not on it. So how long after you left the Fall did you go to Elastica then?
It can't be long. I don't know when I left the Fall, but I think I started with Elastica in 95.
You left the Fall in 95, something I think. So
maybe it's 96 then.
Yeah. No, I think maybe you didn't leave in 95, but the last thing you were on came out in 95 probably about...
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So I presume that was directly as a result of you being in the Fall, was it, that they got in touch?
Yeah, they love Co-Selfish. They got in touch with me because of that. And, that was brilliant.
So was that like, when you say you're in the studio for 5 years, was that how much of that 5 years was actually in the studio? It can't have been every day.
So we probably did, actually, well, it's 5 years between albums, so I think we did about 18 months in the rehearsal room, writing and stuff. And then probably...
I can't let that go. 18 months in a rehearsal room.
Yeah.
I don't know if you put all our time together in a rehearsal room.
No. You said that was great, and I'm sure it was. That sounds like absolute hell to me, like 18 months.
No, it wasn't, because it was really nice weather those years. So if it was really nice, we go, should we fuck it off for today? We go, yeah, all right. And then we just go out to the pub or go do something nice.
Right.
But it was it wasn't the same kind of pressure as with the Fall. Everybody was really nice and it's lovely.
Yeah, well, I mean, so some would say, if I was to play devil's advocate, some would say that bit of pressure would have saved Elastica quite a bit of money, I would say.
Yeah, but there's some people doing heroin and stuff, aren't there? So, it's quite easy to say, fuck it.
Right, okay, yeah. It's a slightly different angle. Well, I mean,
it's not just because it's sunny out.
So you've done 18 months in the studio, right? Come on, we've got an album's worth here.
Yeah,
and then
I think we did
3 years to get the album done.
Yeah, so we did. We had so many 2-inch tapes, and they're not cheap.
No,
we had a whole storeroom full of them. We had to hire a place to put them all in.
I don't suppose you've got them, have you?
Well, there must be somewhere.
Somewhere,
And then, I mean, we were just in the studio all the time. And they were expensive studios as well. And then at the end, we went to another studio, which wasn't quite so expensive. We just knocked it out in 6 weeks.
Slightly bigger time frame, but same thing.
Yeah.
So after 18, after 18 months rehearsal and then 2 years or whatever in the studio, there wasn't enough to get an album.
I was shitloads.
Must have been. What was it? Just they weren't happy with it. You weren't happy with it.
They were happy with it one day, and then they wouldn't be happy with it the next day.
Okay.
There's a song with Mark on, isn't there?
There's what?
There's a song with Mark on. Didn't they get Mark in at one stage?
Yeah. Oh God.
He's not Elastic Man.
He's not Elastica Man, is it? Is that it?
Yeah. So, how I wrote the Elastica Man.
Elastica Man. That's it.
And he's on something else, KB as well.
Right.
So we were at a studio in West London, and I went to the pub, and Mark was in there with Julia, whatever her name is. Julia? Yeah. And I came back and said, "Oh, Mark's in the pub," to Justine. And she said, "Get him to come in. So I said, "Well, get a couple of grams of coke, and we could probably get him in here for as long as the coke lasts." So that's what we did.
Yeah. He was in there a minute and a half.
Well, no, fucking idiot. He knocks a fucking rap on the floor. He's fucking stuck in the carpet, as he does. But we managed to get 2 songs out of him.
Right. So professional memory. So the album that came out after the 5 years, was it a big success?
No.
Wasn't it? Nothing like the first one.
The first one sold bloody truckloads, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. They had loads of money in the bank. So.
Right. So what point was that you done then after then? Or did you...
What was it called, that album? The second album? The Menace.
Yeah. So did you stay with them for a while after that? Did they tour again after that?
Yeah, we toured the Menace, and we did I think we did Europe, the UK, and America. And then the record company were all right, and they wanted us to do another album, but I think I'm just fed up. So we just sort of fizzled out, really.
Right. So then they split up. They didn't last much longer after that then, did they not?
No, once we finished touring, that was about it.
Right. So... So you didn't leave them; they split up, is it basically?
Yeah.
Right. Have they ever got back together?
No.
No, I don't.
I think they were thinking about it. I mean, it'd be the first iteration of them, but Donna's once she sort of cleaned herself up and everything, she's become a sort of evangelical Christian. So. It wouldn't really work.
No, it's not really conducive, is it?
And what about Justin?
Justin's playing with the Jesus and Mary chain.
Is she?
No, Justin.
Oh, not Justin. No, the drummer artist. Oh, right, okay.
And Justine's an artist, and she lives in America.
Right.
So she does art. Yeah.
Unemployed.
Yeah.
No, she's quite successful.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. I'm being facetious, obviously. Yeah. Right. Okay. So what have you done after that, Dave? What are you up to now?
Right. So I live in Spain, and I do holiday rentals. So we've got a massive house, and we've got holiday apartments there, and we rent them out. And,
very good.
Yeah, that's my job.
Right. You'll have to send me your details. I fancy going about that.
I will. I'll send you our website.
Okay, right. Okay, we can knock an advert up for the end of the podcast. Right. Okay. Yeah. So you're not doing anything music wise.
I've got a studio, but it's a really nice studio but I'm just so busy.
Right. And, what made you move to Spain?
Weather.
Yeah. Well, not the. It's the weather, the people, the fact you could buy a massive house. What
So have you got? Has Brexit buggered you up a bit? Or
well, no, I got out before Brexit, so I've got my residency before.
Good.
Before all that shite.
Yeah. Right.
I'm very angry. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So we've been out here 8 years, but I've had the house for 15 years now. Jesus, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I can't see you coming back.
No, I'd never come back.
I wouldn't come back. Why would you? Bloody hell.
No,
I keep thinking that, if you get to a certain age, to spend your winter in Spain, it'll give you another 10 years, I think.
Yeah, well, it can get cold up here in the mountains, but if you are cold, you can just drive into Malaga, which is only half an hour away, and it's 10 degrees warmer. So
yeah,
you just have a bit of sun and lunch on the beach and all that.
For you. So you're not too scarred by the whole fall experience?
No, it's part of life, isn't it? And I was really happy to be there. I mean, obviously, it's not easy being full, but
I've thought about this when it was kind of the difficult years. Yours,
yeah. But,
it's various degrees of difficulty.
They weren't as difficult as the next three, were they?
They weren't as difficult, maybe not as how it got, but yeah, they weren't easy.
No. And it's, but I wanted to do it so much. I wanted to be playing so much. And he gave me the opportunity. So, no matter how much you think that he was an awkward son of a bitch, he gave me that opportunity. So you've got to be grateful.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I say, I've got really fond memories. I think we did some great stuff in your house, in that studio.
Yeah, me too.
We did. It was really, really pleasurable to go around and then just all of us work on stuff.
Yeah, spend 18 months rehearsing and then think about it. Right. Brilliant. Okay. Well, on that happy note, I think we're done for the day there, Dave. Brilliant to speak to you.
Yeah, great.
And you.
Yeah. Keep well. Yeah, you might see me in one of your holiday flats one of these days.
Nice one.
Take care, Dave. Brilliant.
See you later, mate. Take care.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Old Brother. You can find all our previous episodes on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. But we're hosted at shows.acast.com/o-brother. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like and tell your friends all about us. Episodes are released every second Friday, so watch for episode 3 in 2 weeks. See you next time, and remember, if you're driving, take your car. Ta-da.